Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the 1/6 scale Asmus Toys V from Devil May Cry 5. This is the exclusive version, which will come with a bonus head. We'll get to that later. But shout out to Asmus Toys. They sent it over to me after asking me, do I want to review it? And I said yes, because I love Devil May Cry. And I think characters like V and Virgil deserve a lot more credit. And we don't normally get figures of this kind of stuff, so I definitely wanted to take the chance to give them some shine. And here I am, reviewing V. Now, I gotta honestly say, I was pretty blown away by the tattoo design and how they were able to replicate it so well. I really didn't expect that from them. I thought it would be like this kind of painted on thing, but they did the seamless arms so that way they wouldn't break up the tattoos on the arms, and it actually turned out really nice looking. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, shout out to them because V actually came out really dope. So first things first, we'll start from the head to the toes, obviously. And with our head sculpt, I'm going to move V in just a little bit closer so we can get that nice look for him. And it has that deadpan look that V kind of gives off. I really, really like how this sculpt came out. It seems a little soft because V looks really young. But I don't mind it because if V is a representation of Virgil, it actually makes perfect sense, in my opinion, that he'd be a young, tattooed, kind of loner dude. You know what I mean? So I really like the deadpan look that they aimed for with the sculpt. The hair is pretty soft at the end. You don't have to worry about any breakage. As you can see, I'm just moving it with no problem. We have a very nice range of motion in our head. So we actually get a nice look. The body, this is a really nice, it's actually really intricate as well for the body, because when we talk about how we want clothing to be very realistic and good, they've done a great job of replicating V's design. I think the only thing that would hurt it is the fact that you can't actually take it off. It's a one piece. So what you would do is you would pop the arms and the head off and flip it like a pullover shirt. You would do it that way. But overall, I think the design that they have here is excellent. Like, we can just zoom in here, right? Let's talk about how the knitting is actually all the way through. That's very nice. Even on the backhand side, it's actually stitched all the way through. That's really, really nice. And again, I want to talk about these tattoos. Like I said, they were done really well all the way down to the hand. I think that's the only part where it actually breaks at. And if we are looking at the arm, as you can see, you can rotate it. Let's get it so that the way there's not so much light. So I'm going to just turn this ever so gently the opposite way. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that's really nice. This makes me feel like I have a lot of tattoos myself. So this makes me feel like when I go to the tattoo parlor, stuff like this and how intricate it is looks really, really nice. And I'm going to pop the arm off just to show you guys just how easy it is with no issues whatsoever. We're going to leave V turned around so he can look cool at people. And we're going to take a look at our seamless arm and how it bends. So you can see here, it definitely looks very realistic here. This is dope. Let's see how far it can bend. I think we'll get about this far. But I like how this looks a lot. And the tattoos kind of fold within. There's a lot of emphasis and design and creation on that. And I feel like they replicated that really, really well. I'm kind of blown away by this. Like, this arm tattoo design, like, if there's nothing else you can take away from this thing looks beautiful. Same thing with the chest area. So with the chest, there's also a ton of tattoos there. I'm going to take a break real quick so I can take his shirt off and show you guys the chest tattoos as well. So let's get to that. So real quick in this section, we're going to go over the chest tattoos and how they look similar to the arm ones, which obviously plays a part in the story. I don't want to spoil too much. But yeah, there are none on the backhand side. As you can see, just a plain back. But design-wise, it is accurate to the front. So it's pretty cool. Just wanted to make sure you guys see that, see how cool it looks. The tattoos coming to life really do kind of feel really good, especially on that seamless body. And here, since we already showed off the arms, And as far as our torso goes, we can shift left and right. You'll obviously be able to shift this way in the clothing. Just want to make sure we show that off. Ooh, we have a really deep front ab crunch as well too. So now we're going to jump into putting the clothes back on and talk about our accessories. We can continue talking about V. Real quick, we're going to talk about the lower body and his accessories. Now, one thing about V and like 1/6 scale stuff that kind of scares me a lot is that I am used to not being able to pose them. I will say that's quite the exception I've gotten so far with V. I can actually really pose him. Off screen, I actually got him into a really nice running pose because of the way the jacket flows very nicely. So we're going to test that out right now. You can actually look and see the beads here too. So, and it was really cool because I was like, oh, he can actually like get into a running pose. And it actually looked really decent. So, I really like the fact that V can actually look pretty good in a running pose. This looks really good, and it looks a lot better, and you'll see it in the photos. But with the jacket flowing up, you can see V actually looking really cool doing a running pose. This is the kind of stuff that I always worry about, but look how easy this was for V. It took like literally a second. Even if you flow the foot out a little further, I popped it off getting a little excessive, but but yeah, man, this is something that I really, really like. And the more I play with it, the more I'm really starting to enjoy. So even now, right, as I pose him up for a slightly different stance, let's say like a defense stance, anything like that, or holding the book, these are things that he can actually obtain really, really easy. I really like the way this came out. But yeah, let's talk about those accessories. I'm going to leave them like this because he can actually pose up pretty well. Right? We're going to talk about his cane sword, which we have right here. This holds up really well, looks really nicely, has a nice silver touch with a little bit of wash at the top. And it's a little bit of the softer plastic, so if you drop it, you don't have to worry about it breaking right away. So this has a very nice touch. Next up, we're going to talk about our hands. So V does come with 2 trigger hands. So that means if you want to give him 1/6 scale weapons, it is very much possible. As one is a gloved hand, one is tattooed, and even has the ring. If you wish to fit the cane in, it has no problem fitting right in his hand. Next up, you'll get Vbook. This is actually beautifully done. V's book actually has real pages in it. They're all colored too. And it feels like a nice soft bound leather that holds up really well. This is really dope. Next up, you'll get 2 extra pegs, should you need to replace any pegs. And then you'll get the exclusive head. So this comes exclusive only to this version. And you will get the active power head. This is when V's head will turn the gray color. The eyes actually look really good. They're also looking off a little to the side, but it does look really, really good. Just like the previous head, it is some soft plastic. You don't have to worry about breaking anything or capping it. Just looks really good. Last but not least, we're going to compare him to a couple of other hot toys. And then, yeah, we'll get to the photos. That's where it gets really nice. See you guys in a second. Before I continue on with our size comparison, I forgot totally about the other set of hands you'll get. And these are semi-closed fists, which can still also hold items as well. These hands are soft enough to open up ever so gently. As you can see here. So you can still put items in them as well. The cane, most preferably. And as you can see, his normal hands can hold the book, as you'll see there. Real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to compare him to a Hot Toys 1/6 scale that I have. And here we have my John Boyega Spider-Man. And it's just a advanced suit Spider-Man with a John Boyega head. It's just a little bit bigger than V. Even if I pick up V's head, you'll see that they're very close to, if not similar in size. And then next up, we're going to do Shuri, who's a little smaller than I wanted to compare, because they both say that seamless arm technology. And as you can see, she is much smaller. So V has a nice height. he'll fit into your 1/6 scale collection with no issues whatsoever. Hopefully I can backtrack Virgil, Dante, and Nero. That would be really nice because I have V now. And shout out to Asmus Toys for letting me sit down and try this guy out. I appreciate it. Please enjoy the photos at the end. I hope you guys really enjoyed this very different 1/6 scale video that I don't normally do. So please have a good time watching. As always, guys, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.